Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. For today's video, I am bringing you a budget with me. We're going to be talking about everything I spent in the first week of March. I actually started the month of March a few days early at the end of February, just because we get paid on Tuesday and that's what makes the most sense to me. I do my budget from Tuesday to Tuesday. So when we're talking about the first week of March, I am referring to the dates of February 27th through the 4th of March. We're going to be tracking everything that I spent this week. We spent a lot. We definitely did some overspending, so I guess welcome back to another episode of Overspending with Jessi. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm just going to run down the list of all of our transactions. I'm going to categorize them. I'm going to color code them using some highlighters because that's how I like to do things. And then I will have all the information I need to be able to do my budget check-in, which you will see here on my channel tomorrow. So I am using an expense tracker from my bundle of March worksheets, which are in this fun like pastel pattern with this bright pop of green. If you're interested in getting some of these printables for yourself, you can join my channel membership. Any of the tiers that say buddy in them, or I'm sorry, budget in them, are the tiers of the membership that come with access to budget printables. So check those out. Make sure you read all the details. One of the tiers comes with more budget worksheets than the other. They're all printable, and I release a new pattern every single month. All right, so let's just go ahead and get started. I'm gonna apologize, my table's a little wobbly. I think we lost one of the little feet from the bottom of the leg, so I'm gonna try really hard not to wobble it, but we'll kind of see how it goes. So I'm just gonna start listing out expenses. We got a ton of expenses to get through this week. The first week of the month is always the week of the month that we spend the most, just because that's where a lot of our bills fall. That's also just when our budget resets, so we have more money to work with. So I tend to just kind of overspend in the first week of the month. I know this about myself, but it's something I need to work on for sure. All right, so 227. We went to Subway for lunch. We did quite a bit of eating out this week as well. It's just like par for the course. You guys know, if you've been watching my budget videos for any length of time, we eat out a lot. We spend a lot on groceries. We spend a lot in general. We've tried to cut back here and there. We did a good job in February of coming in under budget, so hopefully March will be very much the same. But this week, if this week is any indication, might be tough. So we'll see. So we spent $17.13 at Subway. I put in a Nespresso order. I have an Nespresso machine. That's how I drink my coffee. I have just 1 cup a day because they are pricey, but I love it. This comes out of our grocery budget, and I always buy enough for the whole month all at once, because if you spend more than $30, I think it is, you get free shipping, or $35 I think is actually the cutoff. So this was $37.05. No, it wasn't. I'm lying. Luckily, I'm using an erasable pen. This particular erasable pen is from the brand Parku. They sent me a ton of pens at one point to show here on my channel, and I fell in love with them, and I've been buying them ever since. I love an erasable pen because I make a lot of mistakes, but I don't like writing in pencil, so erasable pen, best of both worlds. I'm also using erasable highlighters today. These are from Friction. So yeah, let's continue. On the 27th, my husband went to a gas station and bought something. Was it a drink? Was it a snack? I don't know. I'm not privy to that information. I just know he spent the money. Typically he uses his cash this day for whatever reason. Maybe he was out of cash, maybe he left it at home, whatever. He swiped the card. I'm taking it out of our spending budget. it was $4.98. All right. On the 27th, I took Austin and his friend to Chipotle after I picked them up from the gym. The two boys and I got huge burrito bowls with all the extras. It was quite pricey, but it was nice to spend some time and get them a little treat. I like to do that every once in a while. Luckily, it was just one of his friends that was with us. Typically, it's more like 3 or 4 of his friends, so it would have been much more expensive had they all been there. This was $46.32. Teenage boys can eat, let me tell you. All right, on the 28th, we went to the pharmacy. Again, I don't know exactly what this transaction was for. This was my husband, so whether it was a copay for a prescription or he grabbed a drink or a snack or whatever, I don't know. So again, this is going under spending. And this was $7.06. Okay. Excuse me. On the 28th, I took myself to Taco Bell. Actually, I'm lying. I DoorDashed Taco Bell. This was my day off from work. I was crazy busy, and I decided to treat myself with some Taco Bell, and I spent way too much because it was DoorDash. I don't often use DoorDash because it just drives the price up so much, but it was $17.05. Okay, next up on the 29th, we've got some auto pay things that came out, starting with a YouTube channel membership. I have my membership here that I offer you guys. I also participate in other of my favorite YouTubers' memberships. So that's what this was. It came out of auto pay. I have a line item in my budget, if you're not familiar, if you're brand new here, of all kinds of little transactions that come out throughout the month. I just lump them together in one category that I call auto pay. Kind of speaks for itself, I think. These are all things that come out of my account automatically. I don't really have to think about it. I just have to make sure that I budget for it. So that was the first of a couple of auto pay things in a row, and that was $14.99. Okay, Netflix came out this day as well. So that's also auto pay, and it was $15.49. Okay, and then my husband's Onyx Maps app subscription came out as well. That's also in that auto pay category, and that was $15.89. Okay, on the 29th, we did some spending. So we ordered from Walmart a new throw pillow for our bed. Just did a little bit of sprucing up in my bedroom, so that's coming out of the spending category. That was $26.48. And then we also got a new duvet cover. That was from Amazon. Also spending, and that was $29.82. So we just did like a little bit of a spruce up of our bedding. On the 29th, we also did groceries from Walmart. So that will come out of the grocery category. And the amount that we spent there was $167.70. I had a Patreon membership come out on the 1st. That is another auto pay category. And that amount was $1.50. Like I said, I like to support my favorite creators. On 3/1, I see that we have a transaction for Wendy's. That was eating out. This was my husband and I grabbing lunch on our way to a meeting for work, and that was $19.89. On the first, I splurged quite a bit. So not only did I get a Stitch Fix box and keep a couple of things, which you would have seen if you watched my Stitch Fix unboxing video, I kept the 2 pair of pants. That money didn't come out of my regular budget. I had a little bit of money left in one of the sinking funds that we had set up. So I used that to pay for the clothing items from Stitch Fix. But I also ordered myself a pair of new sneakers from New Balance. I didn't really need them. This was definitely a purchase that I probably didn't need to make, but I was really excited about these sneakers. I'm still pretty excited about them, but it was a big expense. So this is coming out of spending. And it was $105.99. And I love the sneakers because they were pricey. All right, on 3/1, we had our BarkBox subscription come out. That came out of autopay. I'm writing very sloppy today. And that was $28.31. Also on the first, we had our storage unit. That comes out of the bills category. And that was $92.70. So the difference between autopay and bills, if I haven't already made it clear, autopay comes out automatically. Bills, I have to go in and pay manually. With the exception of the storage unit. Actually, this comes out automatically. So I could lump that in with autopay and just raise that budget. I don't know why I keep it separate, just since I started budgeting again at the start of the year. I've had it on a separate line item, so there you go. It is what it is. On the first, we had our Hulu subscription come out. Hulu has gone up a lot. It is my favorite of the streaming services, although lately I've been watching more Netflix. I'm in the middle of a rewatch of Grey's Anatomy and The Walking Dead, and those are both on Netflix, but we have all the streaming services. It's just like having cable again with the price that it all adds up to is $17.99. On the second, we did more groceries. I've been doing like 2 grocery trips a week. That's just kind of been what's working for us lately. I've been going on Wednesday on my day off, typically in store, and then we do like a grocery delivery sometime over the weekend. So, I don't know, it's just kind of the routine we've fallen into. $153.13. On the third, my husband went to Walmart and we had to buy some storage bins to do some rearranging in our storage unit. This was not originally in the plan when I wrote my February budget. So if I had been thinking about this, I probably would have raised my spending budget for the month, but between the storage bins and the New Balance sneakers, we've definitely been overspending quite a bit. Hopefully it'll all work out at the end of the month when we kind of reconcile everything. We'll see. He bought like 8 big storage totes to help us reorganize our storage unit, and that amount was $120.99. But it meant that I was able to get quite a few things out of my house that I'm not quite ready to part with, but that is just taking up space right now, and my house feels so decluttered, which is great. I still have a lot of clutter because we just have a small house and a lot of people live in here, but it's better. Okay. Apparently my husband bought some audiobooks. He does have an Audible subscription, but anytime that a book comes out that he wants to read or listen to, I guess, that costs less than his monthly Audible credit, he just buys outright. he's the type of person to listen to books kind of over and over and over again. He kind of goes through his rotation of books, listens to them, and then when he gets to the end, he starts over again. So I know a lot of you have said, like, have him look up Libby and what's the other one that I always forget about? Hoopla. I use those regularly for me because it's just easier for me. He likes to own the books. It's just a difference of opinion, and you know, when we're talking about his spending versus mine, I am the overspender in the family, so I'm certainly not going to fault him for buying a few audiobooks. That's like his big hobby. He likes to listen to audiobooks. He listens to them pretty much 24/7. He's not a music person, he's an audiobook person. So 2117, I think he bought like 2 or 3 different books in a little series, and that's what makes him happy. So I'm not going to tell him he can't do that. All right, my New York Times subscription came out. That's auto pay. $250. My husband also went to a little local shop. I think he bought cigarettes here. And again, he hasn't been using his cash, so I do need to get him on back on track with that, or I need to just give him less cash. It is what it is. Like I said, he's not the major spender in our family. I definitely am. So $11.09 he spent. And then last but not least, finally, we've reached the end of the transactions. On the 4th, I paid our lot rent, cable, water bill. It's all paid to just one place, so I have it all on one line item. And I call it lot rent, but it is those 3 things all put together. And that's under the bills category. And that was $729 with 45 cents. All right, so yeah, lots of transactions this week. Let's start color coding and adding things up using my calculator and see what the damage is. So hopefully you guys can see this okay. I just realized I didn't zoom in at all, but that's okay. Hopefully it'll be all right. All right, let's start with eating out, which I'm going to do all of the eating out transactions in yellow, and we'll just kind of add up as we go. So we had Subway for $17.13. We had Chipotle for $46.32. We had Taco Bell for $17.05. We had Wendy's for $19.89. And we had, oh, no, that's it. All right, so that's $100.39 for eating out. So it's not terrible, I guess. Could be worse, but could be better, but could be worse. So for eating out, $100.39. All right, for grocery, we'll use pink. So we had $37.50 plus $167.70. I love this pink color. I think it's so pretty. Plus $153.13 plus, oh, is that it? I think that's it. $358.33. Ooh, yikes, that's a little much. I try to keep it right around $300 a week, which I know is super, super expensive for some people. But that's kind of where we live with our grocery budget. Our grocery budget does include things beyond just groceries. It's also all of our pet items and anything household related. So I don't know if that makes it better in your eyes, but yeah, we definitely spend a lot on food in my family. It is what it is. All right, next we will do spending. And for spending, I'm gonna do this pretty purple. All right, so we have $4.98. This is where it's gonna be a big total. I'm dreading seeing exactly how much we spent, because it's definitely a lot. $706. $26.48 plus $105.99 plus $120.99 plus $21.17 plus $11.09 let's just see if I missed anything here. This highlighter is actually really light. It's kind of hard to see where I've highlighted with this one. Oh, here we go. $29.82 I missed. And I think that's everything. $327.58. Yeah, that's a lot. Yikes. Like I said, there was definitely some unplanned spending in there, but we do have a buffer, and hopefully we won't need it, and we will do less spending throughout the rest of the month. We'll see. All right, next up, we're gonna do auto pay, which auto pay is gonna be, what color haven't I used yet? Green and blue. I'm gonna use the green for auto pay and the blue for bills. Okay, so we have $14.99 plus $15.49 plus $15.89 plus $1.50 plus $28.31 plus $17.99 plus $2.50 is $96.67 in auto pay this week. And then last but not least, we just have a couple of bills. So we have $92.70 plus $729.45. That is everything highlighted. For bills, we spent $822.15. All right, so let's just get a quick total. $139 plus $358.33 plus $327.58 plus $96.67 plus $822.15 is $1705.7 or 12, and that is different than what I got on my rough draft. So let me take a look really quick at my rough draft and see whether I'm right here or right there. This is why I always do a rough draft ahead of time, because it helps me to double check my math. Give me just a second. All right, yes, it's a good thing I did the rough draft. I realized when I was writing out all my expenses, I skipped one, and it was a grocery expense. on the 28th. So I'm just going to write it down here at the bottom. It's going to be out of order. It's going to mess up my spacing, but that's okay. We went to Dollar General and my husband got some ice cream, which came out of the grocery budget. And it was $7.50. So that is where the math error came in. Again, luckily I'm using erasable things. So I'm going to go ahead and erase this grocery here. With the added $7.50, it brings the total up to $365.83. And it gives me a grand total then of $1,712 with 62 cents. Okay, so that is it for my expense tracking for the first week in March. Lots of spending happening. I'm going to use this information now to help me fill in my hybrid budget for week 1. But I'm going to go ahead and end this video here, so you will see that budget check-in tomorrow if you're watching this on the day that it was posted. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. That really helps out my channel. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!